We searched for a man named Jim Sonnett. And the legends folks tell may be true. Most call him gunman and killer. He's my son, who I hardly knew. I raised Jim's boy from the cradle. Till the day he said to me, I have to go find my father. And I reckoned that's how it should be. So we ride, Jim's boy and me.
Dear Lord, help me to keep from passing out. And help me to keep my senses. Somebody outside there wants to kill me. It's like he was waiting for me, Lord. Waiting for me to ride in. I told Jeff to meet me here at sundown. Nobody else could know I was coming here. Unless they got Jeff and he told them. Oh, no. That's jumbled up thinking. Ain't somebody knows me out there. But it's past sundown. Jeff ain't here. It could be somebody got him. Lord, help me to keep steady.
Mr. Sonnett, my name is Darby. John Darby. I'm Richard's brother.
I seen you at the hearing.
Mr. Sonnett, I hear rumors on the post. Rumors that you say my brother was drunk.
He'd been drinking a lot, most of the night before.
According to you. There's no one else to back up your wild charge, Mr. Sonnett.
I can't help that. I can only testify to what I know.
What you say happened. And I think you're lying, Sonnett. You were the scout. And I think you failed. You failed to discover that Sioux ambush, and you ran away to save yourself. And now you want to blacken my brother's name to excuse yourself.
You better leave, Mr. Darby. Now.
I'll leave. But I'm warning you, Sonnett. You drag my brother's name through the mud, and you'll have to settle with me. You think about that. You think about that.
You may proceed, Mr. Sonnett.
Well, the captain got real mad when I mentioned I could smell the liquor. Then he gave me the documents to take back to the fort.
And he gave you a direct order to leave the troop at that time?
Yes, sir, he did.
Continue.
Well, then I turned my horse and started into the hills. I hadn't got far when I hit him. More shots than I ever hit at once. And a whooping and a yelling. And I turned back, and I thought of trying to ride in and see if I could help. Then, coming up from the valley, I seen a rider, a soldier, with 5 or 6 Indians behind him. One brought him down with an arrow, then the others grabbed him. It was Captain Darby.
Go on, Mr. Sonnett.
Well, I couldn't hear the sounds of the battle no more, and I figured it was all over. But I could still see Captain Darby with him 5 Sioux braves. They yanked the arrow out of his shoulder and kept prodding him with their lances, and the captain was yelling and screaming. Well, I'd seen what Sioux can do to prisoners, especially them they consider cowards. So I know what I had to do.
And what did you do, Mr. Sonnett?
I made sure my horse was ready to run. Then I took careful aim at the captain. I shot him through the head.
In other words, what you're stating here, Mr. Sonnett, is that not only had Captain Darby been drinking, but he turned and ran at the first clash of battle.
Well, sir, he was the only one come charging out of that valley.
You lie! Order! You're lying, Sonnett, to save your own hide. My brother wasn't a coward, and he wasn't a drunk.
Sergeant, remove that man from the room.
You lied, Sonnett. I'll get you and kill you! Kill you! Kill you!
Darby! John Darby! Is that you out there? God, I gotta ask you again. Help keep me steady. I made enemies, names, places. Just can't straighten them out.
Please help me to think straight. Billy Maxwell? Oh, he died. In prison. Oh. Collins. Ed Collins. Well, we always fought a lot, but Ed, you wouldn't try to kill me, would you? Why, we had more knockdown, drag-out brawls than any two men I know.
Will Sonnett, you cheating, thieving son of a mule. I could drive stage better than you any day in a week. And you ain't getting away with stealing that job right from under my nose.
No, not Ed. Not Ed Collins. He liked to fight, but not kill. That man out there hates me. He must hate me an awful lot. I can't think of anybody who hates me enough to... He is somebody. Somebody who's got every right to hate me for what I done. James. My son, James. He's got to be him. He's the only one got any right to think this bad of me. You shoot. You shoot before I can say a word. Oh, there's so much I got to say to him. Maybe if I wait... He ain't seen no sign of me for a while. If I wait, maybe you think he's got me and he'll come to check. Yeah. He'll come in here, and I'll be waiting for him. But not with this. I'll leave this in plain sight. Right over here. Standing over here with my hands on the bar. And I won't look afraid. I'll just stand here. James? That's my gun on the table there. I don't aim to fight you, boy. I just want to talk to you, James.
What could you have to say to me?
Why don't you just sit down there? You can keep that gun on me, and you can use it whenever you want. But it's been such a long time, James. We never did have many words, you and me. That's all I ask now is just a few words.
Say 'em.
Well, now, James, I ain't going to beg for my life. It's been a long one, and for the most part, a good one. The only part of it I'm ashamed of is, what is the part when you was growing up? If things had just happened different back in Illinois, if the Black Hawks hadn't made war and well, you wasn't even a year old. I I'd gone to town and left your ma and you alone at the ranch. You see, we didn't expect no trouble. But there was no warning. When I got back, the ranch house was burned to the ground, and your ma, she was a brave woman. She hid you up in a haystack before they swept in. I can still see that house a-burning. I can hear you a-crying. Of course, you don't remember none of that.
I remember being left alone a lot. Left with neighbors when you went off to fight.
Yeah. The army came to be my way of life. I kept moving from one fort to another. So many housekeepers. I couldn't keep track. Remember that quartermaster's wife at Fort Kearney? And old man McCardle at Bent's Fort? I reckon you seen more of him while she was growing up than you ever seen of me.
Yes, I reckon so.
I'm sorry about that, James. Truly sorry. I kept telling myself that it couldn't be helped. That it was my duty to keep going out. But you couldn't understand that, boy. And I was wrong to expect you to. Well, you was just 17 when you took off. When I got back to the fort, they said that you'd gone. When I sat up alone all that night, and I done a lot of thinking. I couldn't blame you, boy. I could only blame myself. And it hurt. It hurt real bad. And kept on hurting, James. Each year you was gone, and there was no word from you.
There was nothing to say.
And then one day, that corporal's wife got off on the stage, and she had a baby in her arms, and a message from you. You remember what it was, James?
I said, take the boy and raise him. Not many of us gets a second chance.
I was grateful for that, James, more than I can say. I took the boy to Wyoming. I bought us a horse ranch. And I done what you said. I raised the boy good. Could give him all the love I had inside me. And we've been close and good friends all these years. I give him all I should have given to you. Try to forgive me, boy. Forgive me for all the years I left you alone. And for all the talks we never had. For making you strike out on your own too young. It's my fault, boy. It's all my fault. But I want you to know I loved you, James. I didn't show it much, but I loved you. You gotta believe that, James. You gotta believe that I...
Grandpa! Grandpa! Jeff! Grandpa, you okay?
Never mind about me. See about him. Do you? Do you know him?
No, I never saw him before. Sorry, Grandpa, but I would have been here a little sooner, except the horse threw a shoe over in Ellsworth. What happened here anyway?
He started shooting at me when I come into town.
Look here. It's a wanted poster. Got his picture on it. He must have been hiding out here and figured you for a lawman. Grandpa, you've been hit.
Yeah, it'll be all right. If I can just rest a bit. Let me see. It'll be all right, son. It'll be all right now. Dear Lord, help me to live with the guilt that come out through shock and fright. And I thank you again for giving me Jeff and the chance to set things right.